there, it's Dominique, and today I'm going to show you how to use watercolor pencils. The brand that I'm using in this video is Durant, the Inktense colored pencils. And along with your watercolor pencils, you also need some paper that is water safe, so that way the water and ink doesn't sink through your cardstock. So I have stamped my image here with the Stayz-On jet black ink. I let it dry for about maybe 30 seconds and then it's ready to go. You need a bit of water, a Q-tip, or a very fine tipped brush, and maybe a towel or a bit of paper towel to wipe the excess water. So I already started a bit of coloring here just to give you an idea of what I've done. And my first attempt were these tigers. So on the left hand side, this tiger is very light because I didn't color as hard or as dark. So when I applied a bit of water, what happened was it gave me this lighter shade of an image. And then when I colored in the darker tiger stamp and added a bit of water, it came out much more vibrant, which is one of the features of these Inktense pencils. And yeah, I just waited to dry the first bit that I had colored in. I waited for that to dry after I applied some water before applying water to the other sections. And the great thing about Stayz-On ink is that even though I colored over it and I applied water on top of it, it did not run. The ink didn't run, it didn't wreck my image whatsoever. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can color with your coloring pencil and then dip with a Q-tip or a paintbrush or tweezers, whatever you want to use, and then spread the water on. You do not need a lot of water. I would actually recommend dipping in water and then squeezing the water out or draining it on the edge of your glass or bowl that you're using. Some people take the color pencil and they apply water on the tip and they color that way, or they take a color pencil, they color a blob somewhere, apply water, and then paint with a brush. So it's entirely up to you. I've heard of some people using oil as well. I haven't tried it, but I like the water so far. It works for me. So just grab one of your watercolor pencils and color, depending if you want it very vibrant or very soft. That's up to you. And if you're going to color sections close to each other with the water afterwards, you may want to wait until the first bit is dried before applying the second part. So I'm going to take a green and color that snail. And you don't have to always color in the whole image, because when you add the water, it will blend them together. I'm going to take a brush and kind of rubbing off the previous color. Okay. And squeeze it out if you want with your fingers. Now, I'm trying to do it very carefully because this stamp is a bit finer of an image than something bigger like a flower pot. And if you go outside the lines, it's not that bad. It's really nice, especially where this is a plain white cardstock or a plain white paper going onto a plain white cardstock. It'll still be really nice, and the more color, the better. And it gives the impression of a painted image. So there's that. Oops. Now I guess I'll try coloring in another section here. I'm not quite sure what color a porcupine should be, and the flower pot's already brown, but we'll see how this turns out. And so you'll see this technique, or at least the term watercolor pencils, in a lot of card magazines. And sometimes I show you how to do it, sometimes I don't. I had to buy a set and figure it out for myself. So hopefully this helps you. And I generally use Q-tips for bigger surfaces like the flower pot. And then for something that requires a bit more finer detail, I would use a paintbrush. And you can get ones that are finer tipped than this one. It's not that bad of a color. It's kind of yellow, but I can always add another color once this dries. I can color over it and blend it to make different shades, which is great for scenery photos or flowers or really any kind of image you want. You can do that technique. So once this dries, then I will color in here and blend it with some water. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.